Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly Fate Weaver today, because today we're carrying on with our ongoing adventure playing Ryan Vernier's outstanding, Gothic Fantasy RPG Blackbirds. And with me today are the stars of our Truth and Ashes adventure. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing tonight? First up, oh, and I should say we actually have, on the account of American Thanksgiving, and I imagine, we have an all-Canadian cast today, so our Canadian content mandatory is met for today. First up, we've got Andrew.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew, and I'm playing Tagwin Aids, a human Elklander on the path of craft and expertise.
Very nice. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Kenyon Maddox. He is a Elklander?
Yep.
And he walks the path of bow and blade.
Very nice. And last, but certainly not least, is our resident armor smith and a walker on the the path of craft and expertise, Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave, and I'm playing Amorous Batch, and he's our resident walker of the path of shadow and subterfuge, and he's also a human Elklander. It's the human Elklander group.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because Naldo's from elsewhere, and so is what's his name? Leknir. Okay, guys, so Dave and Jeffrey missed last session, but Andrew, what do you recall having happened?
Oh God, this goes so well every time I try to do the recap. Great. So take everything I say with a massive grain of salt. I also haven't had a chance to review the session, but I think it's fairly straightforward. We spent the session kind of exploring the town, settling in, not the town, the farm, settling in. Tagwin took stock of the blacksmith and what is available, confirm that she has what she needs to do the task ahead of her. And then we went exploring to see what else, like, was there anything left over in this farm that, because it's been plundered by various people and picked fairly clean, but we thought, well, maybe there's a chance. So we found a cellar or storage place in the basement of one of the buildings, and we're able to get some supplies, the medical herbs and stuff that
Thermiac and Celiac.
Salmiac. Yeah. We were able to get a number of doses of those, so we have those.
Ooh, nice.
And then Kenyon will be pleased to hear he missed out on some friends that we met over the course of that search. You may find them familiar. I'm sure Kevin's. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
There's our friend.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So we found one of those down there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we prevailed. It tried to possess. Will's character. Naldo. And we narrowly avoided that one.
Yeah, it was a fate point spend to avoid that.
Both Naldo and Tagwin used some fate to deal with this, because I was able to remember how we dealt with it the last time. So that helped. We dispatched that one, and we made our way back to the smithy to take a bit of a rest to prepare for the next day's activities, which will be where we're going to pick up today. So I think that covers the highlights anyway.
That's everything. That's everything I don't recall from last time. Yeah.
Nice.
I think the only thing that was not covered was, although this might be 2 sessions ago, is the Leknir using his, I think this was last session, Leknir used his magic or odd sight to see the presence of that thing here.
Oh, Yeah, that might have been last session too.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was, but that was the spotlight was on Licknir at that point. So he viewed and it could sort of track where this thing had been here.
No.
And preyed on the folks that were here. So, yeah,
I'm just gonna go ahead and close that window.
That's okay, Andrew. It's see you in your nightmares. So,
Yeah.
I just keep popping it open randomly throughout the session.
then I believe that's everything. Then, do we have some Blackbirds that need to check for fate?
I mean, I literally just said that I used mine. So although here Andrew's cheating again, there's still a fate point listed on my character sheet. So there we go. So I gotta flip.
Okay, what about Kenny and Emrys? You guys both have your fate?
What if I say I don't remember? Let me look at my sheet.
Yeah, take a look at your sheet. You guys have been pretty good about, I think, about tracking the fate points on your sheet.
Okay, I do have my fate. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've used it every time, but I don't think I used it last time.
No, last time you were here, I think, was the duel with... No, you were gone for 2 sessions, so you missed the travel to the farm and last session. The last time you were here, we ended with you meeting with that, or having a duel with Sir Robat.
Yeah, that's
or
right.
spar, not a duel, but... And then Emrys?
He won't open.
Oh.
Just close it and try to reopen again. Make sure you don't have a bunch of resources tied up. No, Steam's closed. Discord's closed.
Can you see that now?
I see a big white blank page with Emrys Batch on the top.
Okay, so I'm able to get into it. So it's there.
Maybe I'll just wait it out and see if that's...
if you want to refresh the browser, you can... I'll just have to reposition your... whatchamacallit.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Now I'll just put you back in the...
So Kenyon is injured, by the way.
Oh!
I left
injured or
lightly wounded and all the way on ignore 1 skill rank for my peril.
Okay. That work, Dave?
Yeah, and I'm good. I don't remember using it last time. I got it back last session that I played.
Okay. So, Andrew, you're the only one giving us the old flipperoo. So, go ahead and grab a coin, flip a coin.
All right.
Hopefully it's a loony or toonie for our Canadian content today.
A loony.
There
of
we
course
go.
It is a loony. We're
Nice.
going to go with the loon for good outcome for Fate Returned.
Yeah.
And
Lizzie for the other. Is it Lizzie or is it Chuck?
I was about to say something bad, but then I remembered we're not quite 10 minutes in. Yeah, and Lizzie for no good fate. So,
Fucking Lizzie.
wow. She heard me.
Yeah. All right. So if you can mark somewhere on your character sheet that you flip once, next time you'll flip twice and take the better of the 2 results. Each of them, I think there's a drop down you can get for that top part of your sheet too.
There's an edit here. Can I expand it? Is there a no?
Yeah, if you click edit, it'll give you an option to go like pronouns, age, social class.
Dave, you
Put it somewhere
you
there.
got to mute yourself, Dave, in Roll20.
Oh, okay. If you go into the edit next to where fate points and reputation are, you click that, it'll give you like a couple of things like character profile. You can put in there like under age, need to roll for fate or something like that.
Oh yeah. Because who cares what? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't track anything else in the character
Roll 2 times fate. There you go.
Yeah.
That'll it'll be enough. No, not date. Fate.
sheet. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Then we are opening with you guys taking... Now, I don't believe you guys... Well, I don't think you did a rekindling last time. Did you, or did you? I don't remember offhand. Let's see if anyone made a roll for... It's rolls for resolve, scrutinize, survival... There's rolls for heal. I don't see any rolls. Yeah, okay, so I didn't see anything for the what do you call it? Not carousing. What's it called? Revelry. To try and restore some points to the condition level. So we can pick
try
up
that.
Yeah, so you guys can, if you're going to be settling down for a rekindling, someone can do a revelry, which everyone will benefit from if they'd like. And that uses, I believe, performance. Let's see here. There's critical wounds. Here we go, rekindling. Revelry uses charm, not performance. Charm. On a success, everyone raises 1 level in the peril condition. On a critical, you go up by 2. Kenyon, you will heal because you're in a safe area. Your damage threshold will go up by 1.
Nice.
Overnight. Is that all you need? 2 in a safe area.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm 1 down.
Okay.
1 down in wounded, 2 down in imperiled.
And you clear all levels in a peril condition if you're sleeping in a safe area. So you guys will zilch that completely out.
That is wonderful.
So you actually don't need to do a revelry anyway. I don't think anyone's gear requires maintenance, so Tagwin, it's just a matter of, are you waiting until the morning to work on this crafting, or are you planning on waiting until the next evening and then gonna get to work on these weapons?
Certainly not doing it in the morning, because I also need to rest. I'm down ignore 1 skill rank.
Okay. Oh yeah,
So
you guys
I
can
think the plan that we talked about was to wait the day until the next evening to do it.
Okay. So then the night passes uneventfully, apart from that unquiet spirit that you found before, in which Naldo had told you it seemed, while it did try to get into his spirit, Naldo was able to shake it off and tell you that it just seemed to want to... He could not articulate what it was, but there was something it wanted to do, and rather wanted to use his living hands in order to do. So there is some unquiet spirit with an unresolved issue. You guys can also reslot for free. You get all your... Anything that is extinguished is restored. So you get your abilities back. And feel free to slot what you'd like. What is everyone planning on doing with their day?
So, roleplay wise, I think Amaris is going to reach out to Kenyon for some aid and say, if I'm going to be potentially wielding a pike at some point, in order to fight this creature, because Tagwin's going to make a pike and a spear, and I was wondering if you'd show me kind of, I'm pretty good with a shiv, but I'm not really stood in the shield wall kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
So I basically put a little RP in there so that Emrys can learn melee, which is one of the skills that he took, and so that he can prepare to take pike as a weapon, a weapon skill, which I'll do in between sessions.
Oh, nice! Like the talent, you mean?
Yeah, the talent.
Technique, the technique. That's fucking cool.
Technique.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Because it required a skill at 1 skill rank in melee, which he now has.
Okay.
Even though it uses AB, it requires 1 melee skill. But then I can also use like the pike techniques while I'm fighting with it. because it doesn't really. I looked at all my path techniques currently, and none of them really apply. So I basically just be doing straight up melee attacks with no special.
So you're looking for some tricks. I love it. Yeah. Okay. Canyon.
Nice.
So you're used to drilling folks, in the ranks. As far as like the sort of hedge, techniques they have with the pike. So there's going to be some. He's effectively fighting with it as if he was the last pikeman standing, right? Because one of the general strategies you're implying with pikes is en masse, right? In a formation. So.
Yeah. It'll be like you're my shield wall. I'm gonna stand behind you and pike over your shoulder. How do I do this without hurting you or getting in your way or that kind of stuff?
That's right. So Jeff, I think you were here for the tail end of the conversation about it before you guys had left Broken Spire Keep, but the prevailing thought is that Tagwin's going to make 2 weapons with the Weeping Ash. One of them is going to be a pike that Emrys will use, and one of them will be a spear, which they're hoping you'll wield, because a spear can be used one-handed, and it's a combat bonus weapon. The pike is an AB weapon, so that suits the 2 of you much better.
Yeah, and the thought too is that these are also weapons that give us a little bit of reach.
Yeah.
None of us feel all that cool about getting too close to that thing.
No.
Yeah.
At all. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, then probably. So when are you making these items?
That'll be tonight, because it's morning now, right? So it'll be tonight that I'll do it. This is going to make smoke and stuff come out of the chimney. I don't want to draw attention to us, so we do it at night.
I could probably just use a long stick just to practice, not the real spear then, because I think I agree with Emrys then. And
Here, Kenyon.
Yeah.
Look, just take this.
You can use her spear for your.
Oh yeah, your spear. Yeah.
That's right. I forgot you have a spear.
Yeah.
Can you take the spear?
And as you go to take it from my hand, you feel just a little bit of a tug, and I pull you close with it, and just go. You get 1 scratch on this thing. Help me God.
None. 0.
Or so help me.
Good buddy. No problem.
Nothing will happen, friend.
Kenyon goes into his best Landau Calrissian.
Yeah, and then I also tell him I'll look at you and point to the most biggest open field as far away from us as possible, and you go over there to do that. Keep the pointy end away from me.
Yeah, so then I'll train with the spear, because I have not done much fighting with a spear in my career. I've been a sword fighter my whole life, so yeah.
So I think for one, however uncomfortable or unusual it is for you to be initially trying to fight with a spear and not mounted, I think you had not had an opportunity to appreciate Tagwin's craftsmanship until you got this thing in your hands, because it is extraordinary how it's quite literally a spear that would be fit for a king.
Right, I forgot how perfect this thing is too.
Yeah. So it's quite the experience, especially with having fled Carrick, or the fall of Carrick, and then traveling over land, and all this stuff has happened. You maybe have never fully, she was gifted and whatnot. You may have thought she was a good blacksmith and otherwise a reliable companion. Now you have a full appreciation. There's not a single weapon you touched in your training as a squire or in your service as a hallowed hound that comes close to this thing.
Yeah. I think there's a bit of a little bit of jealousy of I know she's making me one now, but I'm fairly certain it will not be as good as this one that I'm going to be giving back at the end of the day. So there's this, a little twinge of jealousy to the whole thing.
Okay. And Tagwin, what are you planning on while the boys are training? Sorry, guys, that's very rude.
How's the Well, I know we kind of went over some of the stockpile here, but just to reconfirm, like the wood is fully stocked. I don't need to go chopping wood or anything for this.
Wood and coal are fully supplied here. You're gonna be able to get,
and coal, of course. Yeah. Okay. Good. So I think I just wanted to verify because last time I'm pretty sure we verified that I have everything I need here. So, I don't know. Yeah, I did. That's the thing, because I think this is the sole task she's really focusing on. Maybe, well, actually, I mean, maybe she might kind of catch a few moments and observe Kenyon's training.
Yeah.
Not with a mind to, like, I realize mechanically that doesn't offer any sort of help at this stage, but maybe just kind of starting to observe how Kenyon fights with it, so that, like, in future maybe Kenyon, or she can work with Kenyon to, like, offer some tips and such moving forward at some point.
I think what you see
You
is
already have the spear technique, because the spear technique's pretty awesome.
I do, yeah.
Yeah,
Tag
one
windows.
AP gives you biting, 2 ignores chainmail.
Yeah, and if you extinguish it, you just run them through. It's
Yeah,
pretty damn
well, we
cool.
probably can't use that on a big monster boss, as Kevin
No,
alluded
I
to.
imagine the extinguish abilities, they've got ways to ignore that shit, but
Yeah, but still.
yeah.
Yeah, and not for nothing that you have seen that thing spawn one ad. If we want to use a, what do you call it, a WoW vernacular for this, it spawned at least one ad during the boss fight.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
For the non-WoW initiate who never played it, what is it? And I wasn't
An
even
ad is
either.
if a boss like spawns a lesser monster, like a normal monster that you also have to deal with while fighting the boss, it's an ad.
Oh, okay, so it just spawns its own minions, and okay, cool.
Precisely. So, and those things are not necessarily going to have the same immunity. That it does extinguish an ability, which means it removes it, but it's a surefire way of getting an ad out of the fight.
Right. Kind of a like, nope, you don't get to do that. You focus on, okay. You just wasted your turn doing that. Fun times. Okay, move on. All right.
Exactly.
But anyway, yeah, I think that's what Tegwin will do during the day, kind of just observing and making mental notes about technique and such that Kenyon can improve upon. That she can.
So during the day, there's going to be 2 chaos dice rolled to see if there are any looky-loos who do happen to stumble across the farm.
They're not going to be lucky.
I think for one, Tagwin, why don't you give us one of them?
Sure.
So 1 chaos dice.
Chaos. There we are. Whoops, did it roll 2?
It rolled
Nope.
2. It's okay.
Yeah,
Neither of them were
2.
6s, so you're fine. And
Cool.
then Canyon or Emrys, which of you two would like to roll the chaos dice? It's only
Lucky,
1.
Jeff?
I can do it.
Okay.
I got it.
Like blaming me for the weather. Here it comes. Didn't I just say it's like blaming me for the weather? I'm like,
You did. Yeah, there was a good chance that I was going to screw it up.
I saw
no, that roll 20 was going to screw you over. There's a big difference.
someone on Blue Sky was talking about, like, does anyone actually make use of weather rules? Do they add anything to the game? And I didn't respond because it's been a busy day, but, like, man, oh man, do they add anything? That's a signature part of our Night Below campaign.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, the Crystal Shard.
Crystal Shard?
Yeah.
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 Oh man,
Yeah.
and now our what do you call it? Last the Falling Leaves as well. Although
Yeah.
Dave's not had his dramatic results yet. Yet being the operative word.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what happens, guys. Is since it was the group of it was the guys, why don't you each give us a standard awareness check, please. Let's see how you do.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't think I've got anything giving me an awareness bonus.
Nice. Okay.
I'm totally focused on.
Oh, not Tagwin, just the 2 guys.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was quite literal in my gender descriptor there. Sorry, Andrew.
Right. No worries.
So, Kenyon, Amaris, what's going through your mind that's distracting you so much here? Because you're normally quite...
He's normally quite perceptive, but I think he's been thinking a lot about what's to come, and he's being given a weapon that's totally foreign to him, and so he's like hyper focused on what Kenyon's saying and practicing. He's probably getting really tired too, because he's probably got some like big length of wood that he's using as a pike, and it's probably awkward, and he's just like his muscles are burning, and he's like just like exhausted. He's not really paying attention to what's going on around.
Kenyon, what is your PB, your perception bonus?
My PB is 3.
3. Okay, so that's a 6 total. Okay, so here's what you see. You two are training, and Kenyon, you're finding that this is, even though it's an unconventional, or not an unconventional, even though it is an unfamiliar pairing of spear and shield that maybe you're training with right now, the spear you're using, which I don't know if we have a name for it yet, but the spear and all great weapons have names, right?
They do. I don't think this one has earned it yet.
Okay. So when so you're gonna call it Baby Killer by the end of this?
Let's not.
What you find is that this is like second nature using it, Kenyon, which means you're able to see that down the road, the sort of overgrown road where it leads from the main thoroughfare between Ramblecross and Black Tower. There is a small retinue of riders coming in. They seem from it's a sound of their armor, I think you hear, and the sound of their horses and the sound of their armor. But you guys are out in the field, which is really overgrown because of the failure to maintain the field. It's middle of summer, I believe, right now. So it would be incredibly overgrown at this point. Yeah. You spot them, and there is no obvious indication that they have spotted you. There is a total of 6 riders. And they definitely seem to be armored. What would you like to do? You can picture this is at a distance of like at least 100 feet, maybe more.
I mean, they're coming from the way. Sorry, which way, Kev? Like the way of
they're leaving the road and riding into the farm itself.
Oh gosh. I think my reaction would be to get alert Emrys and try and not be seen.
Sure. Why don't you each give us, there is tons of stuff to hide in here. Each give us a trivial stealth check, please.
Okay.
Now, one thing we talked about last time, which you guys weren't here for, the, the blacksmith, smithy, is actually separate from the main, kind of farm structure. This farm is actually a larger, I've been using in Encomienda to describe it. It's like a large, more like estate type farm rather than just one single, place. Okay, so Amherst
did you say trivial?
Trivial, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure I picked the right one.
It doesn't include my 10% prowler bonus.
Incredible. Yeah, so the two of you are able to easily disappear into the stalks, and they can't see you. But what you know is that Tagwin is working away in the smithy. Tagwin, why don't you give us an awareness check at standard, please?
Okay.
So you hear the sound of the horses, as they're approaching the farm, and you're able to sort of look out. You don't have any fires started yet, I'm assuming. You don't have, you haven't been, warming things up because you didn't want to make that thing.
Waiting closer tonight, yeah.
But, there is a group of 6 men on horseback who seem to be approaching the farm. And if you run over and take a look at where the guys are, there's no sign of where Kenyon or Emrys are.
Cool. Loving that I gave Kenyon my spear right now. Yeah. Cool. Cool. I guess I grab my blacksmith's hammer because that's what I got.
Okay.
And I will. For now, I'm just gonna kind of duck, try to stay hidden. I'm by myself. There's 6 of them. I'm not gonna screw around and find out. So we'll wait to see if Kenyon and Emrys come back.
So Kenyon and why don't you actually first off, why don't you give us a stealth check there, Tagwin, at easy, please.
Agility, stealth, yeah. Okay.
Easy.
Yeah.
No problem. Okay.
All right.
Kenyon and Emrys, you guys duck down. You drop the Emrys. You drop your faux pike, and you guys get close enough together to be able to whisper. You can spot through the overgrown grass. There's probably an area you've sort of tamped down with one of your spears or the pike to sort of be practicing on, but it's unlikely that it would be spotted necessarily unless they were riding much closer and looking down from their horses. What do you guys do? Kenyon and Emrys.
We want to circle back towards...
Yes. Should we sneak over there?
Just in case. Like, we'll go slow, though, because if they haven't seen us, we don't want to alert them.
No.
Okay. So what I'll do then, if you guys are satisfied with your dice rolls, what is your AB for each of you?
AB. I'm a 4.
A 4? Okay.
If I re-roll, does that... It's going to give me more levels of success?
Yeah, so like in total right now, Kenyon rolled 2 below what he needed. That is, and plus his 4 is a 6, a total value of 6. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll their awareness against... You're not going to have to re-roll again. I'm just going to roll a contested check of their awareness versus your stealth that you've got.
Okay, well, I've got a 7 AB.
7? So right now you're looking at a 10 total.
Okay, so maybe I'll just leave it because I could roll a critical failure.
Yeah, and 10 is pretty freaking high too. So, okay, so let me roll for them as you're making your way over. Just getting their stats out. That's not what I need. I think right at the front here, isn't it? Nope, it's at the back. Here we go. Okay. All right. So, Emrys and Kenyon, where is it you're planning on going? To the smithy? Or where were you planning on going?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I think
Where we left Tagwin last, I would assume.
Yeah.
So as you're making your way along there, you can see that these 6 ride up to sort of the close to the main buildings, and they're beginning to sort of idly chat. One of them says, check the houses. And Tagwin, give us a roll of 1 chaos dice.
Okay. Reduce that to 1.
Okay. Someone else says, check the smithy. But Kenyon and Emrys, you're able to sneak your way along through the overgrown things, through some of the overturned, barrels and whatnot. You're able to get up to the smithy, the outside of it, without anyone spotting you. And they seem to be like lashing their horses to a fence. The 6 men do not seem to be in any rush whatsoever. I'm assuming... Oh, go ahead.
Are we close enough now that we can see any insignia or any sign of what they're wearing to tell who they are?
Yeah. Why don't you give us a easy. An easy education test.
Okay. Yeah.
Education, if you're not trained in it, is a flip to fail.
Oh, yeah. I am not.
Okay.
Wait, how do I? Oh, yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
So
I might know. Just don't. And sorry, what'd you say it was? Easy?
Easy test, and then we'll flip to fail.
But flip to fail, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a flip to fail button?
I don't think there is, no.
We just have to look at the. Oh, well, we don't have to flip it to fail.
Would you like to fortune that?
I would like to fortune that. Because I actually, with a 66, flip to fail it's possible here.
Yep.
So here we go. And it might get us out of this situation smoother. Yes.
There you go. Even with flip to fail.
Beautiful.
So you
absolutely beautiful.
can see that one. All of them are wearing chainmail, with the exception of the one, and he is wearing plate. And he looks like. Let me find him here. Where are we? Ah, here we go. I forgot that I named my airsats Merlin from our Fallout game Merle in the mashup thing. But I've also got a squirrel that lives in my backyard that I call Merle the Squirrel. So when I saw it, I was like, I put a picture of a squirrel in? Like, oh no, it's that robot. Let's see here. Here we go. Okay, and there's Dave's character. Oh boy, oh boy. Yes. Not only do you recognize the insignia, or the sigil, I should say, you also actually recognize the face.
Oh.
It's Sir Anwis Dew. He is the older knight that you knew from your time here as a child, who has remained loyal to Lady Irwin, and who is currently married to Lady Morgana.
Oh, right.
His, I think his sigil is the pale oak. So
now, can you remind me, was our plan to come here and speak with these people? Or was it to go fight it's to hide from them and fight this thing in the woods, right?
Yes, I think your plan right now is to go and face this, make the weapons, go and face this thing, defeat it, and then see what's happening afterwards.
Right, see if people are set free from the... yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I remembered. I just wanted to confirm, yeah.
So, and the way he is speaking to the minions is the way, he always was a bit of a, he wasn't like a cruel man by any means, but definitely, it's funny because this speaks to something we were talking about before, but the kind of person who cannot really be trusted with any amount of authority because he will treat underlings terribly. And that is the way he speaks to these ones. He speaks to the men beneath him like, with an extraordinary amount of contempt. So he goes and looks around. Amorous, I think you're perceptive enough that you look over, and the look on Kenyon's face tells you that he recognizes the leader among the six.
Yeah.
You guys are at the smithy, by the by, and you cannot hear anything inside.
Okay, so I mean that was the concern. If maybe Tagwin got hidden as well, then we can maybe just hide out. They might have some intel that we're around or that something's happening here if they've come to investigate, but they don't have their weapons drawn. They're not like actively searching. Yeah, so I think staying hidden is our best bet.
So what would you like to do then? You can't hear anything inside, and Tagwin, you haven't heard them come outside yet.
Okay.
I assume there's a back and front. There's probably a big wide open area in the front. There probably is a back exit as well in the smithy. So you could make your way out. The question is how creaky that door is.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna wait still.
Okay. Kenyon and Emrys, what are you guys doing?
Emrys is like, just kind of like stay here.
Yeah, like trying to stay hidden and not panic.
So the 6 men, if you're just going to wait and see, what you see is the 6 men sort of fan out. Sir Anwin makes his way around. I'll bring his thing out. Or Sir Anwis. Sir Anwis looks idly through. He hits a couple of things with his sword. Knocks a what do you call it? A bucket aside. Now, you guys did sleep indoors last night. And I'm assuming you didn't do anything to conceal the fact that you had slept there last night.
Nope. There's going to be bedrolls and packs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
absolutely.
Yep.
Do we want them to go away by swat one of the horses, and I could loosen its tether and then smack it on the ass?
Well, one thing to think of is I'm assuming all of your supplies are in there as well.
Yeah.
So like the
food and
Theriac and the Selmiac.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yep.
If we're being honest with the situation. Shit.
So, but in answer, yeah, Dave, there's enough places to hide and enough places to conceal to, if you did want to sneak up and try and like set one of them loose in order for you guys to grab something, there's certainly a chance to do that. It's too big of a farm for 6 men, only 5 of which are actually conducting a cursory search to actually do. The way that they are going about this too, you see them go up to the building and they're kind of like looking in, making the run. They're not conducting any kind of thorough search. They will likely come across, if they look in one of the windows, where all your stuff is, but that's not, that is some time. You still have time to react to that.
Okay. So I think Emrys is like, puts his bow on the ground, and he's got to be as quick and quiet as possible. And he whispers into Kenny, he's like, I'm going to go and loosen one of the horses' tethers and then smack it on the ass or something to get it to bolt, and hopefully that'll get them. I'll try to remember, we weren't at the house when they dismounted, right?
No, you were on your way to you were in the field when they dismounted, as on your way to the smithy, and as they dismounted and saw it, you were sort of probably maybe like 10 yards away from the smithy.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and it'll just be the closest horse. It won't matter then.
Okay.
Like spook one of the horses. Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll loosen the tethers so that it's no longer tied up, and then smack it on the ass and get it to.
Yeah.
Pull it out and get it so that it can bolt.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay.
And then get back into hiding, because.
Sure.
We want them chasing a horse that got loose rather than.
Okay. So they're spreading out through the farm, kind of complex. Because you're hustling over there, Emrys, let's give us a contested stealth and awareness check between you and the folks that are here.
Okay.
Kenyon, you're the one who's aware of his plan. Anything you wish to do to try and help him? Or are you planning on trying to get in and get the supplies?
Yeah, you know what? That kind of makes a lot of sense. Like, definitely the Theriac and Salmiak. Like, so if he makes a distraction, they may still, get the horse and come back. I'll try to get in and get our stuff while the distraction is happening. So I'll move around more to the house.
So why don't you both give us a stealth check then, please? And I think let's make it an easy task because you got a lot of places to hide. So you're going to have that advantage, and then you got your +10 on top of that too, Emrys, if you've got Prowler or whatever it is.
Prowler open, so I'll get +30 on this.
So I got a total with my bonus. It's a 5. Okay, but that is a 6 for Kenyon, and that is does that include your 10? That doesn't.
That includes my 10.
Includes your 10. That's still a 9, right?
Yeah, that's 2 successes on the roll and 7 for my AB.
Okay, yeah. So, although they're keeping an eye out, you both are able to hustle over and get to where you need to be. There's maybe a back door or like a window that's open, Kenyon, where you're going to be able to get in and get your stuff. Amorous, you position yourself perfectly where the horse is. And Tagwin, you can't see it, but you can hear the sound of someone kind of idly singing a body, a body tavern song that they only know like a third of the words to. So they're kind of like the hits and that, and as they're making their way up towards to go and check where enter into the smithy to give it a search. Amorous, what do we see as you unhitch the horse and set it on its way?
He's just watching people going like between buildings and around because he's waiting for like the right moment when nobody is coming, and then it's off like a shot. He's at the horse and just ripping the tethers apart, spins it around and smacks it on the ass and hope it makes little noise before he gets back to the bushes.
Okay. So it does, Winnie, and I think you're probably, if you're leaving the other horses, you could use them as cover for making your way back to the bushes, so you're not like sending one off and then trying to hide where there's nothing around.
Yeah.
You would be able to make the distinction between Sir Anwis's horse and the others. Is it his horse or is it one of the others you're sending off?
No, it's one of the others, specifically because I know he's a bit of an ass, or he gave off that impression.
Yeah.
And figuring he's just going to come down hard on one of his subordinates for not tethering his horse.
Okay. So it whinnies and kind of rears up and then bolts and starts racing its way. Do you have... What is it? That's handle vehicle. Handle animal under fellowship. Do you have any training in that?
I do not.
Okay.
No.
Well, that's okay. It'll be, you want to go down the road, not back into the farm, right? Or up towards the road.
Go back the way it came, yeah.
Yeah, so let's make that an easy test of handle animal, but it is going to be flip to fail.
Okay.
You're used to taking these things down. Oh, is that close? Holy smokes. You want to fortune that?
Yeah, I guess I want to fortune that. So let's try this again. Easy. Easy, horse. Easy. Oh,
94 would be flip to fail. So unfortunately, you hit this thing and it goes racing off into the farm. And but what it does do is still distracts all of them. They're all sort of looking around. So, Kenyon, you do have an opportunity to try and get your stuff here. And I'm trying to think how let's just do it with one roll. I don't think we need to do like a ticking clock or anything like that. So let's do one more roll, Kenyon.
Yeah.
For I'm rolling as routine because of Emrys's distraction. That would have brought it from routine up to easy for you, but because you're going to be carrying a fair bit of stuff, I'm assuming you're grabbing everybody's stuff. We'll put it back down to routine. You will have a 10% bonus on this at routine.
Okay,
Let's see how we do. Oh man, I gotta shoot. 4.
Well, I rolled okay.
I got an 8. You got 2. Tied. Now I can't remember how rules as written works in this, but typically it's your score in your stat. You got 50. What's your stealth normally?
My stealth is a 43.
And their perception is a 40.
Oh.
Why don't you tell us?
like,
Yeah.
I think it's one of those like all like the scene in the movie where it's like I peek out the window at one point and it's like right as the guy's turning to look in the window and I just get back as he looks in and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Like it's just by a whisker all the way through the operation.
Yeah.
Just lucky to get through.
What you can hear outside too is everyone is laughing at the one hapless, lackey who's having to chase this horse through your field. And fortunately, because the horse has gone tromping around through a bunch of it, it sort of covered up what you guys had matted down as your like training ground. So they're not going to recognize what is actually, what it actually is. Also, I mean, they're also landed knights. They're not mercenaries, so they won't recognize like you making a training zone out of an impromptu area out of a field.
Right.
So they managed to collect their stuff. It is the person who is watching or walking up to the smithy turns away long enough, Tagwin, to be distracted by something. They never actually go back to checking the smithy. It's about an hour, maybe a little bit longer, of them doing a search of here. Sir Anwis takes every opportunity to chastise the poor sod who owns the horse that you set off, Emrys. But otherwise,
feel guilty.
You feel guilty?
Yeah, Elmer feels guilty now because he's like, it's what he needed to make it work, but at the same time, he's all about like, the people and not about these, lordly knights of power and prestige who are taking it out on the poor chaps below him.
Yeah. So fortunately, with your distractions, they only do a cursory search of here, and then they like, come on. I want to be back to Black Tower by nightfall, and they come back. They collect things from the snippets here. Oh, I think there is an eavesdrop skill. Yeah. Anyone want to give us an eavesdrop? It's not a special skill, so no flip to fail.
Once.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean,
I actually have points in this skill.
Sure. Emrys, why don't you give us the roll then?
yeah.
And let's
Okay, sorry.
let's have. Sorry, but
I just clicked up. Yeah.
I should have put that at easy though, so that would have been. It's still a fail, but it's not that much of a fail.
No, I rolled it. I accidentally
Kenny, that's
roll
why.
before you said he should roll it.
That's okay. So why don't we do this to model you guys assisting? Because you're going to comparing notes after they leave. Tagwin and Kenyon each roll 1d10, and you'll help. Those will be help dice. So Emrys can substitute those for his dice.
We roll a 2. Somebody roll a 2.
No, it's a tens digit. Unfortunately, you can sub for.
Oh, it's a 10 digits, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you could substitute for a sublime fail if you'd like. I mean, what you could do though is once Kenyon rolls his d10, you could spend a fortune and re-roll yours, Emrys, and then see if you can match up with one of them.
Oh, for a supply.
For a crit. Kenyon's you cannot match unless you rolled. Actually, yeah, you wouldn't be able to get a crit out of Kenyon's, and you would actually roll a fail if you rolled with tag. Yeah, there's nothing to be gained here, unfortunately.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing to gain.
Okay. So, but what you do over here is, like they seem to be just. This is a standard bandit patrol. There's talk about. There's a little bit of chatter. They mention about some new mercenaries, and otherwise, just they're talking mainly about looking forward to getting back, and grousing about having to be riding back and forth between here and Rambo Cross. That's really the extent of it. I think you also pick up your PB is like a 6, isn't it, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a 12 for total success. I think what you also pick up, Emrys, is that from the context of some of the things they've mentioned, they must have been the response that rode out to Ramblecross to see what you guys were doing. And they spent time in Ramblecross and apparently searched in the area. And now we're coming back and checking here. So when there was that runner that you guys saw when you first got to Ramblecross. These seem to be the people who were sent in response.
Right.
So
Okay. Well, I'll relay that to the group when I get back together.
yeah, and otherwise they mount up and they leave, leaving you guys behind in the like mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Fortunately, it doesn't seem like they found Tagwin. Fortunately, it seems like Kenyon, you kept all your supplies safe. So when you guys get up to compare notes, what do you say?
I'll tell them everything. I'm like, so apparently they're the group that came out to Ramblecross to look for us the first time when we entered town, and they've been on bandit patrol a lot. So they've been back and forth to Ramblecross looking for bandits. I didn't hear anything about Rabat though, so I don't know if they are aware of his location yet.
Well, good thing we avoided them then.
Yeah.
Tagwin does not know that
is
you
the-
know Sir Anwis, Kenyon, because it was only you and Emrys who were together when you saw him.
Right.
Yeah.
That knight's not very good to his people.
No,
It's a
that was,
common thing in these parts.
that was Sir Anwis.
Oh, you know this guy.
Yes. He's the one I had mentioned. The one who is married to the what's his name?
Daughter?
What's her name?
Morgana.
Morgana. He's the one who's married to Morgana.
Oh,
That's Rabat's
Yes.
sister?
Exactly.
Little sister, right? Is that what you said?
Younger sister.
Hmm.
That brute.
oh,
Life. Yes, exactly.
And then Emrys leans into Tagwin and goes, and that's why you'll never see me becoming a knight. Well, that and not having any land or money, but you know, see the way they treat people.
Brutal.
yeah, all that for loss of a horse. Ugh. Imagine if he had really screwed up. Are we? How diligent and thorough is this knight? Do you think they'll return?
Sounded like there was a regular thing.
A regular
this is-
patrol.
Yeah, so we
So-
might need to
Be more
take
cautious.
our stuff in the morning and pack it up and take it with us out into the field or something, so that they're
Well, I don't know that we're staying around. Once we've finished what we've come here to do, I think we're moving on anyway.
Tagwin's
well, we just-
crafting will proceed at the speed of montage, fortunately. So it'll be one rekindling, and she'll be able to complete two. Because of her extraordinary ability, she can do 2 crafting tasks in 1 rekindling, both of which can be to craft these kinds of weapons. So
we head out first thing in the morning, because if someone spots smoke, they might leave early. It might not be the leisurely day that we got today.
Yeah, I don't know. And this is Andrew saying mechanically, like the rekindling is the rekindling. I don't know how long is it, a full 8 hours? Like, I guess 'cause
Typically,
my thought
yeah.
would be okay. My thought would be if I can get these crafted, I say we you guys start. I'll let you know when I'm just about ready to douse these for the final time, and you guys start getting everything packed up. And my goal would be I douse the flames and we leave before day breaks,
Sure.
because then the smoke will be like, it'll still be smoking for the embers will still smoke off for a while, but the big billowing smoke I can deal with, and I can bury the rest in dirt, and it might make it a smaller fume, so it'll be
I think like if you're willing to shovel dirt in there, that would put the flames out for sure.
Just be dissipate. Like, there'd still be smoking for quite some time, but it would be like it wouldn't be that heavy billowing dark smoke anymore. It wouldn't be a column. It would be like a wafty gray white thing that people would notice, but it might take them longer to notice that. So it
Well,
might buy us some time.
A coal fire doesn't produce a lot of smoke, anyways, right?
Sorry, what?
A coal fire, like if we get the fire going and if you're using coal, it's not going to make a ton of smoke. It's only if you're burning stuff that isn't supposed to be burned.
I mean, coal does give off a distinctive amount of soot.
But it's not like a
smoke.
black smoke, like you're burning bodies or clothes or
That's correct. That's correct.
Right.
And that's what Emrys was thinking of, hey, we're not burning bodies or anything, so it's not like.
Well, I mean, doesn't it though? I mean, coal. Yeah, it still gives off a black. I mean, think of every single steam-powered locomotive. That's coal.
Kenyon, give us a Warcraft or a warfare check, please. It's under intelligence. I can't remember. Are you trained
I
in?
am trained in this. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
okay.
one of my training.
So
Yeah.
this will be. Let's make it easy.
Okay.
Let's make it easy.
Oh,
Sublime success. Sublime success.
wow.
Look at that, baby.
So
Wow.
there's this talk of, of the putting out the smoke and whatnot. Might I put a bug in your ear? What do you think the response from Black Tower will be if they do see smoke? And not a little bit of smoke, a lot of smoke.
They're gonna.
They will empty out. Well, not empty out the tower, but they will send out a force because they will assume that someone has attacked or sacked a village or a farm nearby, and they will send a sizable force to deal with it, which might make things slightly easier to get into the tower because there'll be fewer people guarding it.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, as far as I know, you guys aren't trying to get into the tower. You guys are going in search of this thing. But
Right.
if that,
Oh, right.
but
I
if you're not wrong, it might make it easier for somebody else to get into the tower who might be watching. So if the Black Tower empties out looking for this burned down farm, and spies then get Margrave Keep to empty, that means both forces are occupied while you guys are free to go in search of the true
Right.
threat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem very reasonable.
And we don't have to burn the entire
Test.
estate, though.
No.
We can just burn like one of the smaller lists. Because if this becomes someone's farm again at some point, we don't want them to have to build everything. from
Not for
scratch.
nothing,
Right,
the blacksmith is set aside, remember, from the rest of the thing, probably because of that potential.
Yeah. So you can
Oh,
set a
so
smithy on fire.
we raise the smithy.
It's probably the easiest to build. It's not gonna, the stonework and stuff's not gonna have to be redone. They just have to rethatch the roof and maybe change some posts and pillars.
That's true, because it's literally by its very nature would be designed to be able to withstand, accidental fires. Amateurs. We could do that. We could also, just put that out there. We could also draw a sizable force here and then lure the creature and let them deal with the creature. I don't know. It's just an idea.
Could we be that lucky?
I doubt that Kevin would let Andrew be that lucky.
No,
and
I'm
avoid
open to
the
any
nightmare-
plan.
The nightmare fuel.
Let me ask you, how would you lure the creature here, though?
That part I'm not sure. It doesn't speak a language that we could communicate, so I can't offer it a bunch of souls. I can't.
But what if we've got Robot to come here?
Oh, go on.
Robot did that weird thing where he stripped down naked and crawled inside the creature's womb.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Ooh.
I did ask. I guess.
I'm still glad I did not see that.
Yep. Sure. I mean, he seems to get hard at the thought of it, so we could bring him here and maybe it'll follow.
What terms did you leave Margrave keep, guys?
We stole a bunch
Well,
of. They're probably not going to want us to come back.
Well, no, and even though like the only person who knows that we actually left on amicable terms is Lord What's His Face, because he let us go. Yeah.
Yeah, Lord
Celestianus let us go, and part of the deal was take a few things as you go, but the deal was he's going to tell to cover his own authority. He's going to tell everybody else that we absconded with shit and that we're bandits. So, can't really go back there.
Or we just go kill the creature. Keep it simple.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to kill the creature, so that's fine.
Yeah. Maybe that will end its hold on Robot, and Robot will come to his senses. And then we can find out what's really going on between the Black Tower and his...
Hey, wouldn't that be convenient? And wouldn't that be quite a plotty kind of development? Yeah, I don't think luring them. We can't get someone else to solve our problem, so we're gonna have to deal with it. Burn the smithy.
Yeah. Are we going to continue to train, Kenyon, or are we going to call it a day?
I mean, yeah, we could, or we could, move somewhere safer. Oh, I guess they've been here.
Well, I mean, we're gonna be here. I'm gonna be in this building.
Yeah, we need the
quite some
smithy.
time
Right?
yet.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe we stay on watch, Emrys, and don't be so distracted with practicing.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Then, fortunately, the rest of the day is uneventful. So however you guys choose to spend your time, you are able to do so. I will point out, if you plan on working all night and then get going all day, there are rules for sleep deprivation in the game.
Maybe
this game is amazing.
Maybe we should take turns napping in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if Tagma wants to get sleep in beforehand. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, especially if I want to, because I think the more I think about it, the more this makes sense. I want to leave, like the second I'm done. I want us moving. So to try to get done somewhere in the wee hours of the morning. So like if that's the case, and I would definitely be taking a nap to rest up. Which I need to anyway, because again, I've got skill point. I'm down skill points, so I need to be at my best when I'm...
you should be at maximum now. When you guys rested last night, you were in a safe area, which means all of your peril levels are restored.
Right.
Yeah. So you should have the whatever the 0 level is for your peril tracker. Then let's talk about your crafting. So... Because of...
Is this where we cue the Beastie Boys? Beastie Boys, she's crafty for the montage of hammering.
Okay. I'm just checking the... Here we go. Oh, this, guys. Once per rekindling, the wielder of a Weeping Ash melee weapon may spend 2 AP and 1 fortune to change its form into a different melee weapon, so long as it requires the same number of hands to wield. A one-handed weapon could change into another one-handed weapon. A 1 to 2-handed weapon could change to another 1 to 2-handed weapon. And a 2-handed weapon could only change to another 2-handed weapon.
Wait, sorry. I could craft it to be that way?
No, that's the nature of what Weeping Ash also does. So you're going to craft these things, but that is also something that can be done once per rekindling. They do not suffer degradation from the wheel, so they'll never get more damaged. and you cannot be disarmed.
So, like, they're not quite signet quality, but we're not far from the mark?
They're not signet quality, but they've got some extraordinary qualities to them, definitely. So what that would mean, because you're making a spear and a pike. Pike is two-handed. So, like, the pike could transform into a halberd, a great sword, technically a garrote, billhook, a warhammer.
Man.
And the spear could transform into an axe, a battle axe, a longsword. So your spear, Kenyon, could also be transformed into a longsword, which I know is your favorite weapon.
Mm-hmm. That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is going to be the most exciting thing I've ever crafted. In character. I've never, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember during the early months of the pandemic, you made some pretty good bread there, Andrew, so.
Haven't been able to since, but yeah.
Okay, you guys, well, you moved during as well too, right? New place, new environment, new environmental conditions.
The place I've got now is it's much drier. I can't get the same kind of humidity, and that's just sourdough starter needs a lot of humidity.
Yeah, to
live well. So
I'll take your word for it. I have ventured into the world of cooking. Baking is yet to be a country that's not true. I made that fucking cranberry tart a couple weeks ago, and that was awesome. Never mind. I take it back. All right, I'm a dabbler. I'm a dabbler in my bacon. So then, Tagwin, it's down to you. So this, because you're crafting two of them, it will be a standard check.
Okay.
It would be standard trade craft. Do you have anything that affects your trade craft? Any talents?
I have apprentice.
Oh no, but I mean from your talents or your techniques.
Right. Obviously, the apprentice will work itself in automatically. I've got the obviously hands in the maker,
which does what, plus 10%?
No, but I can't. I'm not doing that here anyway because I can craft to the signet quality, but I can't do that with this.
Why don't you click on hands of the maker? Let's see.
The speech bubble, right? That big, huge thing.
The patronage value in craft materials is 3 above. Oh, let's take a look at what you need to make a signet quality.
Yeah, the 3 above, like the hands of the maker is already what I'm taking advantage of in order to allow us to do the 2 items that we're doing because I start 3 levels higher.
Yeah.
And then what else? I've got the more irons in the fire. Oh, and then I'm also using more irons in the fire because I'm making 2 instead of 1.
Yeah. Oh, in which case then it's actually, it'll be plus 10. So it'll be routine, your roll. I'm just trying to check and see about the patron. I don't remember. I remember trading for this stuff, but I don't remember crafting with signet quality. And it doesn't say in the rekindling, so let's look at the skill quickly. Which will be right in here, I believe. That's techniques. It's conflicts. Rekindling. Hi, sweetie. I was giggling before because I don't know if you guys could hear it, but Anna was dreaming. There was a little
That's so funny.
So page 224 is a section on crafting weapons and armor. Just to note.
Yep.
So Blackbird can craft a weapon piece of armor if they have access to patronage level of at least 3 and access to a forge is available. That's fine. We have that. Weapons and shields take 1 week to craft.
Ooh. Okay.
Just notice that this may pose a problem.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can abstract the time too, right? what we can do is roll some, well, it'll be one roll, but we'll roll some chaos dice to see if anything interesting happens between the days.
Fair. This time must be uninterrupted, safe to sleep and eat. Yeah, so we can, yeah.
So you're working your nights and otherwise keeping watch during your day, okay?
At the end of the time, make a trade craft test for a Blackbird with a success. The item is crafted. Functions, blah, blah, blah. On a critical success, the greater weapon does a +1 damage. Okay, fine. On a sublime success, the weapon is of signet quality, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but there's nothing...
I think what I'd say is on a critical success, you'll give the signet quality. Just to give your hands of the maker some meaning beyond just your starting thing. So if you get a critical success, it'll all of your stuff with your hands of the maker, the way I'll interpret that is all the things you make gain +1 damage. On a critical, it'll gain the signet quality.
Oh, okay. So when I'm using hands of the maker, it doesn't automatically become signet quality. It's the
It just says that you can craft those things, and to make it easier for you to recognize that trait, we'll step it down by 1. So rather than, and I think what it will say is if you do roll a sublime success, it'll mean you've got enough for you got like half the materials to make your thing, so you'll have leftovers.
Okay.
Okay. In the event you do it, so let's do this first.
Works for me.
We have, and we're gonna make it a work week just because I don't want to fucking spend all session rolling chaos dice. Let's have Tagwin roll 2 chaos dice, and then Kenyon and Emrys each roll 1. Let's see how that gives us 5 days in total.
Yeah.
Wait, you said 3 for me then? 5 days.
2 because we did roll 1
2
already.
for me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We rolled
Okay.
1
okay.
already.
Okay.
Of
Okay.
course. Of course. All right. Okay. Roll 20. That is 2 in 1 session.
Holy
my
smokes.
goodness.
Now,
That's so funny.
So we're gonna have to try again.
so or
Because it's
Kenyon
it's gotta
could
be
spend his
uninterrupted.
fate to ignore that.
Oh,
Oh.
could be a good fate.
Yeah, that seems like an excellent fate point spend.
Okay.
I feel like
What
we're
did
gonna
you-
get trapped in a cycle if we don't do that. Whereas these guys, the knight and his boys, are gonna come back again. We're gonna have to deal with this whole thing again, and we're eventually just gonna have to kill him.
Yeah.
And then that we got another problem of hiding the bodies. Oh wait, we're gonna start a huge bonfire. I know how we can hide the bodies.
Okay,
So
this
Kenyon,
means
tell
us
us-
to not get into a murderous rampage.
What is it you do that
You said this
distracts
guy's an
them?
asshole. I don't have a problem killing him.
What is it that you do to prevent them from discovering you?
Maybe it's not like maybe I lead them off on some kind of a goose chase, and that's where it's like they almost catch me, and it's like again sort of one of those situations where at the last second he ducks under the log or whatever, and their horses ride over and jump the log and miss him, but it's like the skin of his teeth kind of thing. Like had one guy looked back, I was busted, and he comes back, his heart is racing, and they were here, they saw me, I had to run and lead them off, and it was close. They're getting, their trail's getting hot, they are on to us. The time is to act is now. I hope you are done, Tagwin.
Then Tagwin,
Please tell me you're done.
this will be a routine tradecraft check.
Okay. Oh boy. Let's
And
hope.
to be
Okay,
you do not have your fate right now, right? Lizzie. Oh,
I
Lizzie.
do not have my fate.
Okay.
So let's okay, no modifiers.
Come on, Andrew.
Wait,
Yes,
no, because
routine with no modifiers, but do you have I don't think you've got any. Do you have any techniques that are slotted to increase your chances? I can't remember if you do have anything like that or not, but Because if you have one of your crafting ones, you would have had time. It'll be under... let's see here. Baleful Alchemy,
So I got
Sawbones.
Baleful Alchemy, Sawbones. I had Baleful Alchemy was extinguished. It wasn't active.
Okay.
I'm just opening it up so I can read it. So I could temper and make everything enchanted quality, but that doesn't really...
That Baleful Alchemy might be quite handy for that fight, by the by.
Oh.
Well, 'cause remember the
More
enchanted,
spiritual.
some of those creatures can't be affected by other things. You could save a fortune point for folks by using Baleful Alchemy to
because the enchanted weapon would then counter the ability for them to ignore the... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But
doesn't
anyway,
help you here.
it doesn't look like I've got anything else
Nope.
that I could add to it here.
So it's just, here you go.
Ooh.
That is a success. It's not a critical success, which means it doesn't have the signet quality. You want to spend a fortune and fish for that critical success.
If I have to accept the second result and I can't choose between the two of them, then no. We're gonna keep what we have.
Okay. It does grant
I
plus
don't
one,
wanna
though.
risk.
It does grant plus one, because like your natural thing.
Yep. I know it, but you're a casino, and I'm not gambling today. So I would rather have the weapons. They're already pretty cool. They can shift to be the form that you guys want them to be in between rekindlings. That's pretty damn cool. I don't want to risk busting. And the other thing is, narratively speaking, we've only got the one. We've only got the so much of that material too. And Tegwin is not going to. She's going to do her job, do it well, not take any unnecessary risks to push herself too far. It may mean we don't get Signet, but you're still going to get a quality weapon.
And that is precisely what you get. Two amazing Weeping Ash weapons. So, Canyon and Emrys, you can add Weeping Ash pike and a Weeping Ash spear to your sheets. Make sure that you're adding a modifier of 1 into the damage category because of Tagwin's craftsmanship. And remember that you can spend a fortune point and 2 AP to have it look like any comparable two-handed weapon, in your case, Emrys, and 1 to 2-handed weapon, in your case, Kenyon. So you could, in theory, just have it as a longsword and have it replace your current longsword and then transform it into a spear when you need to.
Oh, okay.
Where
So
did the extra one go, Kev?
It goes on, hold up here.
it is Weeping Ash.
The
Right.
materials Weeping Ash, you call it like a Weeping Ash weapon or something like that. Okay, so it goes...
Yeah, because it can transform. Weeping Ash. Okay.
Where is it here?
Combat bonus. It is simple or martial melee.
AB. Oh, we only use martial or like whatever one is trained. You're trained in. There only is one melee skill. So if you use regular martial melee or simple melee, there's only melee in Blackbirds. Other damage. So David's under other damage modifiers.
Okay.
Like underneath where the qualities are. You just tick right next to the Fury dice. You tick that up by 1.
Okay. Other damage modifiers, 1. Okay.
And you know what? Further to yours, technically, a garrote is a two-handed weapon. You could have it in the form of a garrote to start and then spend 2 AP and 1 fortune to transform it into a pike or a greatsword or whatever.
Or maybe I'll leave it as a pike for the fight that we're anticipating.
Yeah.
And then afterwards change it to a garrote. And now I've also got melee because garrote needed melee. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. So and remember for yours, I see you've got yours listed as simple melee in those things, Dave. Make sure it's whatever level you're trained in. So, like, if you're trained in martial melee, change all those weapons to martial melee in the combat thing to make sure it's rolling the correct skill. The character sheet we're using is the old Zweihander sheet, which had a distinction between simple melee and martial melee. There's no such distinction in Blackbirds. It's just melee. Nor is there, for that matter, in Reforged. But
Okay, so
Okay.
I think I've got martial. And so pike, finesse, piercing, and reach.
Yeah, and if you want to put the spear, Jeff has adaptable, piercing 2, and reach. And it uses combat bonus and is a 1 to 2 handed thing.
Wait, sorry, can you say that?
Sure.
Adaptable,
piercing 2, and reach are the 3 qualities.
piercing.
Damage is CB. Other damage modifier should be +1, and it uses martial melee, and is a 1 to 2 handed weapon.
Fury dice should be 1.
Fury dice should be 1, yeah. Tagwin, how are you feeling having crafted such extraordinarily... I mean, the Yggdrasil, the world tree, is as much a chunk of the divine as what any of the gods are.
Yeah, I think what the two of you, well, you two are kind of patrolling and such, but if you hang around or catch a glimpse of the smithy as the night falls, it would be easier to see because as the fire starts roaring up. Oh God, sorry. Now
smoke from the fire.
Yeah, as you guys as you can see, you know, the between the night and the blue dark haze and the orange glow coming off onto Tagwin, she pauses just as the fire is really getting going, and you can see her kind of holding the material over almost reverently for a good few moments before she takes a deep breath and begins the process of smelting it. And the entire process is very like methodical. You've seen her work where she's fast. She gets everything done, pounding out tons of weapons or repairs or whatever, because that's the nature of working for a company like we do. But this is slow and methodical and intentional. I think Kenyon Tagwin is feeling just awe of the opportunity before her to work with this material. Also, no small amount of trepidation and worry, because like the pressure she's putting on herself to get this right, and perhaps it's the divine guiding her hand through the process that gets us to where we have these weapons. But as she holds them and hands them to you, each of you in turn, one at a time, you can see her hands are kind of vibrating or shaking just a little bit, in part just from the strain of the work, but the expression on her face makes it clear she's shaking because there's a part of her that cannot believe the majesty, for lack of a better term, of the magnitude of what she has just achieved and accomplished in this opportunity as a smith. Like, this is the kind of thing that no fucking smith gets the chance to do this. This is,
so sculptors talk about finding the form in the stone, that it's there, it's just a matter of uncovering it. Is that similar to the feeling that Tagwin's had with these?
Oh, 100%. She has not gone ahead and crafted a weapon of her design. She has been given an opportunity to give these two weapons life that were intended to be. And these weapons, this material is that of fate. These weapons were intended to be created. She's just profoundly grateful and in awe that it's she who gets to be the smith that was granted the honor of bringing them into the world.
So then we need not know now, but I think Tagwin, more so than anyone, will know the names of these two weapons. So why don't you tell us between now and next session what the names of these two weapons are?
I will think on this. I may need suggestions as to what would be a setting appropriate name. I'm not.
Well,
as
I mean,
familiar
with the hoverboard race car is probably not a good name for it.
No,
but otherwise, whatever. Fill your boots for any kind of dark fantasy name would absolutely be appropriate for this.
Right. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And not weapon specific, because the weapons are potentially going to change forms.
Yeah, that's also, yeah.
But I feel
Yeah.
if the way you described it, that they're just coming into form, you would know what these are at their core as they're coming out. So we'll give you time to consider on that. But with our flock suitably armed with weapons of fate and their task ahead of them and fully rested, we bring our session to a close, guys. So everyone gets 1 RP for today.
I keep forgetting to fucking use.
Now is a good opportunity to consider where to spend it. A reminder, it costs you 1 RP to get a new technique for a weapon. So if you are lacking in one weapons are only 1, regular techniques are 2.
Okay.
For tier 1. Tier 1 techniques are 2, weapon techniques are only 1, and then the other stuff costs, normally what it costs. But yeah, no weapon techniques you got actually a discount on. But for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 18 of our Truth in Ashes adventure. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the game, or the campaign, or the mini campaign we've been playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server. I should say as well, there's a link down below to the Blackbirds site. You can get a quick start there if you want to give the game a try yourself. And I understand that there's a new Kickstarter coming for a new starter set for Blackbirds in 2025, so that's kind of exciting. That there's a brand new, some revisions to the rules, some tweaking of things, it sounds like it's going to be an exciting time for Blackbirds in 2025. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have a channel dedicated to Powered by Zweihander games in general, one for our regular Night Below campaign that we typically play on a Wednesday, and channels dedicated to most of the games and campaigns we run on the channel. In addition to that, there's Find a Group channels, GM discussion. There's a terrific community that has built up over the years over there, and you're more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. If they don't have something in stock that you're looking for, you can put it on a want list and they'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code MUSERFROST, all caps, all one word, and you'll save yourself 10% in your purchase. There is also a link down below to the Heroes Save Villages campaign, which is our charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, an incredible organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. All donations through that link go directly to the SOS Children's Villages International Charity. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to benefit the kids who are supported by SOS Children's Villages International. And if you've if you've donated $25 or more since the start of the year, head on over to the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server and cast your vote for the current mashup session. It definitely looks like we're going to be playing a mashup of the Dracula Dossier with Freya League's Twilight 2000 game. So vampires and the post-apocalypse. How could that ever go wrong? But if you have donated $25 or more since the start of the year, head on over and cast your vote for that. You'll also note I'm sporting a just unfortunate mustache this evening. That's because I'm taking part in the Movember event. So if you happen to be watching this month, and we haven't set up anything on the Movember channel. I'm doing this through work, but I expect you probably know somebody in your life. The Movember initiative is something to support men's health, both physical and otherwise. So it's while I am making light of my mustache, the support that they give is not something to make light of. If you do want to make a donation, I'd encourage you to find somebody in your life this month who has a stupid-looking mustache and hope that they're actually running something for the Movember event and make a donation through their fundraising initiative. Last thing I'll say is a huge thank you to our Blackbirds, our flock. So Andrew, Jeffrey, and Dave, thank you so much for playing tonight, guys. Congratulations on arming yourself in time to go and face a corrupted godling, I guess. So I'm sure nothing ill will happen there. Then For those listening at home, we'll be back in the Carcass Nations in 1 week's time to see our Blackbirds make their way out to face this threat. But until then, we hope that we gave you an hour or so of time to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our Blackbirds and our flock are uncovering and planning to face. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.